Hi, welcome to Dark Goddess Moon Tarot. I'm Olivia, and today we're going to do a pick a card reading, pick a pile. Reminder that you might be interested in more than one pile. That's totally normal. Remember to always listen to your intuition and watch the pile or piles that you most feel drawn towards. If you're having a hard time choosing, sometimes it's the pile that you see first. That might be helpful to someone. Okay, I'm going to put a little cutaway in right here, and timestamps will be down below in the description box. See you there. For pile one, we have birds of prey. So hawks, eagles, falcons may be significant, along with a found feather. If anybody knows what kind of feather this is, what kind of bird this belongs to, please do let me know. I live in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. Okay, pile two, we have the unicorn, along with a selenite star, and pile three, we have the hourglass, along with a broken vessel, amphora, vase type amulet, so take your time and remember that if you feel called to more than one pile, you're feeling that for a reason. Feel free to watch just one or two or even all three. Timestamps are below. All right, pile one. You chose the Bird of Prey card. So particularly eagles, hawks, falcons, osprey may be significant. And then the found feather. All right, let's see. Let's get into messages that you need to hear right now, pile one. Messages for pile one. Thank you so much, Spirit. Oh, Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Page of Cups in reverse just flew out. So there's a block that's preventing you from getting your Ten of Pentacles, and your Two of Cups just flew out. Okay, Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Three of Swords flew out as well, in reverse. So this is a need in order to get your Two of Cups, which is harmony in a mutually beneficial partnership, and your Ten of Pentacles, which is ultimate long-term sustainable success. It looks like there's a need to release the swords from your heart and learn how to connect to yourself in order to truly develop self-love. which I know sounds cliche a little bit. You may be sick of hearing, you need to love yourself. But that is the message coming through. Yeah. Two of Wands in reverse, Five of Cups in reverse. So this is a delay on making a decision to release the heartbreak, the despair, the pain of the past. You might be, with the hawk, eagle, and falcon coming through, you might be showcasing a hard exterior. They have really good eyesight, birds of prey, typically. And there's something about, with the flying overhead and seeing a bigger picture on what the world could hold for you, pile one. On what the journey could hold for you. But it requires releasing the pain of the past. It requires letting go. I just saw 411 on the timer and was told to call that out. That could be an important angel number or someone's birthday. Okay, Spirit. Yeah. Four of Cups on the bottom of the deck. It's time to release the apathy, the indifference. It's time for a new perspective. And a major need to surrender, to let go. With the Hanged One in reverse. This could be imperative in order to come out of the Five of Pentacles, that period of life where we feel betrayed by our environment or by the universe or by our community or by our own self. This is a lack mentality, a scarcity mindset. But you're coming out of it, or you need to. This is a call to group one. Okay. And if you do, there will be justice. There will be order. There will be healing with the star right underneath that. There will be healing. New hope, restoration. You must release the burdens with the Ten of Wands in reverse. It's time to let it go. The shadow aspect of, one of the shadow aspects of the Ten of Wands is this person is making a choice to carry all the wands by themselves. You might be carrying the burdens that are actually not your burdens to carry, but are the burdens of others. It's time to plant a new seed with the Ace of Pentacles. Now remember, there are many steps between the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. It's a journey. It requires commitment, time, effort, diligence, like a hawk. I just heard, don't give up on yourself. And then underneath that we have Temperance. Iris flowers are significant for someone. Or you may be seeing them crossing your path in the next couple of days, weeks. Temperance is the card of inner alchemy, of balancing, of tempering our light and our dark, our internal and our external. Our head and heart, our physical, our metaphysical. There's some sort of push and pull energy that I'm feeling here in relation to you and where you're at right now. Pile 1. I'm going to switch decks and see what other messages we can get. Pile 1. If this energy is not resonating, check out another pile. What do they need to do? What's their advice, Spirit? Queen of Cups again. Thank you. Anything else? The Hierophant in reverse on the bottom of the deck. A need to dismantle some systems. This could be thought processes. Hold on. Yeah, the Eight of Swords, the imprisoned bear. This is absolutely... We had several cards fall out, which we'll get to in a moment, but I'm going to talk about this first. The Eight of Swords is a card of self-imprisonment, of victim mentality. We can get stuck in these negative thought spirals, and it's imperative in order to get anywhere in life, in any area of life, whether that is love, career, creativity, community, any sort of happiness or abundance, there's something, there's a cycle that you need to break, that you need to dismantle. Parts of the brain that need to be rewired. Neuroplasticity is going to be important. Rebuilding, rewiring for a positive neural pathway network. The Two of Wands again. So the Two of Wands is coming out in 2 different decks. That is definitely a need to make a decision to move forward on the path of healing, of rewiring the brain. The lightning struck antenna is what the Two of Wands is called in this deck. All of the decks I use in all my readings are always listed in the description box of the video if you're interested. Lightning. Might be a synchronicity you've been coming across lately, or that you will be coming across. It's time to make a decision. It is time. No more time should be wasted. You might need to, if this Eight of Swords, and then we had the Lovers in reverse. If this Eight of Swords is preventing you from having harmonious partnerships, relationships, connections in your interpersonal relationships of any kind, whether that is romantic, platonic, familial, professional, 1212 on the timer. There's a self-deception here with the Eight of Swords. Not that it's all in your head, that's not what we mean. It's this pattern of a skewed perspective. You might have C-PTSD from childhood trauma, childhood abuse or neglect, or both. I'm very sorry. If that is the case, you might need a therapist to help you work through the process of rewiring the brain so that you can rebuild more positive neural pathways. So that you can, and the reason I brought up some of you may have C-PTSD, you might not even know you have it. So if you had a traumatic childhood, if you had events happen in your childhood that no one else experienced, that were traumatic, those events can skew our perspective decades later even. Our brain works in the way that it works because of what it experienced largely as a child and an adolescent, growing up, teenager, young adult. So it can be pretty embedded, pretty insidious, C-PTSD symptoms, in the way that it tricks our brain into thinking everyone is against us, everyone sucks, everyone is inherently selfish. But that is a skewed perspective because that's black and white thinking, which is another symptom of trauma, also ADHD. But there's a call here to work on this skewed perspective, likely from experiencing traumatic events, repeated heartbreak, repeated disappointment, repeated loss, repeated pain. It's affecting your ability to have harmonious relationships, to find your soulmate or your best friend, or connecting to your higher self even. There's a block. And it's because of this Eight of Swords energy. If this is resonating, maybe do a deep dive into the Eight of Swords tarot card. So the Queen of Cups showing twice. The Queen of Cups, she is the queen of self-love and empathy for herself and for others. So there's a call for that, to learn. That's why the Page of Cups was in reverse. Okay, so where'd that little page go? Okay, so the Page of Cups in the upright is someone who is learning how to listen to their intuition, right? That's what the fish represents, really. Learning how to listen to their intuition, learning how to connect with their emotions from a place of curiosity, not contempt, I just heard. Getting curious about why they experience the emotions they experience, why their perspective is maybe a little skewed. They're learning. And eventually, they decide to become the Knight of Cups. It's a decision to take action, take actionable steps to improving their interpersonal relationships, right? This page, it's a very, Page of Cups, it's very, it's an internal energy of learning how to work with our emotions and learning emotional, cognitive boundaries, learning effective communication when it comes to how we communicate our feelings. Not just with others in the external world. Yes, that is true, and something you need to hear. With the Two of Cups and the Lovers in reverse, because there's a desire. You have a desire to improve your relationships, connections. But the Lovers came out in reverse. There's disharmony there. There's been perhaps repeated patterns of disharmony, and you're at this point where you're just like, I don't even care anymore. I don't care about love anymore. I don't care about being in a relationship anymore. All of these past relationships have hurt me. Or I really wanted these past connections to work out and they didn't. So what's the point? You know, if that's where you're at, this is absolutely a call to maybe shift your perspective a little bit, because it's skewed, likely from C-PTSD, childhood trauma. If not, then from your past experiences and from patterns, thought patterns that need to be reworked with the Hierophant in reverse. They need to be reworked. You need to make that decision with the Two of Wands coming out twice. The ball's in your court. You're literally holding it in this Two of Wands right here. The world is in the palm of your hands. But you have to choose to take the cup that Spirit is handing you, pile one. This could look like cognitive behavioral therapy, or DBT, which is a form of cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy. I think that's how it's pronounced. If you went through something really traumatic, EMDR therapy can be extremely helpful. But interpersonal effectiveness, which are skills that are taught to emphasize assertiveness and to help you cope with conflict, especially in interpersonal relationships, is going to be really, really beneficial. Mindfulness, emotional regulation, distress tolerance, dialectical behavioral therapy. Okay, yeah. I'm just looking in this book that I have for my own personal use, because I do have complex PTSD from childhood trauma, and along with good old regular PTSD from an abusive relationship I left in the pandemic. I have quite the story. Maybe I'll share it someday. But okay, back to you, pile one. Maybe so. There's a reason I said that. Maybe you too have experienced that as well. This is a call to regain emotional control, to reclaim your power, and step into the Queen of Cups that you're meant to be, right? But it starts at the page. The Queen of Cups in the upright is extremely emotionally regulated. And even though she is a psychic empath, she knows the tools. She has stepped into her full sovereignty. She's reclaimed her power, and she utilizes the tools that she's learned to continue to maintain control over her emotions and her empathetic skills, meaning she doesn't let all of the pain of the world and pain from others that she loves, that others she loves may be experiencing, she doesn't let that break her own heart, because she practices the tools that are necessary to shield. That's why I said earlier, cognitive, emotional boundary setting. There's something there for someone. Someone needs to hear that. Wow. This is beautiful. Okay. So cognitive emotional boundary setting can look like, I'm going to stop watching the news for a week. Or I'm going to turn my phone off for the rest of the day. Or if someone's speaking to you in a way that you know is not okay, setting an emotional boundary of, I'm not okay with being spoken to like this. Let's reconvene another day. Or, in an hour, when we're both in a more calm state. I mean, this could be a lot of different things. It's going to be important for you to do this work, the work of the page. You don't become the queen. You don't go from the page to the queen in one tarot reading, right? This is work, honey. You have to do the work. But if you do, the universe is prepared to give you that which you desire, right? Because in the very beginning, we had the 2 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. First 2 cards out of the deck. The 10 of Pentacles was the first card out of the deck for sure. I remember, right? So you're going to get, your true love, or this could be you coming into union with your highest self so that you do experience self-love again. You're going to get your ultimate successful, happy ending. You're going to leave a legacy that makes you proud of the work you've done here on planet Earth in this life. That's powerful stuff, Pile 1. Ooh, okay. Let's get a journaling prompt and then oracle and charms. Okay. So if this resonated, leave a comment. Claim it. Say, I'm reclaiming my power. Let me know if you are in therapy for C-PTSD or PTSD or depression or anxiety. Because same. Let me know if you're doing EMDR therapy. Because same. And it's hard work. And it is a long journey. But it's so worth it. It is so worth it. Journaling prompt for Pile 1. Thank you so much, Spirit. Even if, let's say you can't get a therapist right now, or you don't want to for any reason, I say this all the time, but I'm being called to continue to say it, is there are wonderful therapists and mental health professionals who put out free content on YouTube. So you can type in any of the keywords or key phrases I've used today and find yourself someone who's creating content, who is a mental health professional that resonates with you, so that you can pick up some tools along the way. Become the page, honey. Become the page. It's up to you to do the work. And I'm proud of you, because watching this reading, if you are still here, you're doing the work. Okay? Interesting. What are you fed up with? That's absolutely 10 of Wands energy. What are you fed up with, Pile 1? Okay, and then the next journaling prompt. Describe 5 alternative lives you would like to lead and why. Maybe one of those is what's going to lead you to the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, I'm going to hold both of the journaling prompts up in case you want a screenshot. Okay, underneath that one, I'm being told to read, what do you want to be recognized for and why? That's absolutely Ten of Pentacles. What do you want to be recognized for and why? What legacy do you want to leave? What legacy do you want to live? What life do you want to lead? You know, there's a lot of cards that could be held up with the what are you fed up with? You're probably fed up with carrying all the weight of these burdens from the trauma that you were forced to endure as a child. Maybe you're fed up with living paycheck to paycheck, not being able to pay the bills, not being able to save money, not being able to do things in life that you see others doing, like going on vacations or buying homes or cars. Maybe you're fed up with heartbreak and grief, and maybe you're fed up with not wanting to be here anymore. What do you need? What is your soul calling for you to do? It starts with this work, the inner alchemy. You're gonna do it, Pile 1. You are doing it. Just remember, it's not a quick or easy journey, but it's worth it in the end. Okay, let's get an oracle card, and we'll do charms. Thank you. Anything else? Yeah, I was just called to look at the hawk or the bird of prey. Any bird of prey. 29 on the timer. Rising above, seeing things from a bigger picture, a different perspective. Okay, so the oracle card that flew out, ooh, unraveling thoughts. Yeah, this is the Eight of Swords. Unraveling thoughts. Definitely do like a little tarot. If you're someone that does tarot studies, do one for the Eight of Swords, honey. Do a deep dive. There it is. Okay. Unraveling thoughts. Let me get the guidebook out. There could be additional messages. If you're finding this reading helpful, please do like the video so that my algorithm situation will get fixed and YouTube will start showing my videos to more people that need to hear these messages. And if it resonated, you're likely part of my collective. Sounds like we have a lot in common. So please subscribe to the channel. I would love to continue to provide free readings for you. Pile 1. Okay. Oops. Let's see. Okay. On the path towards self-realization, the seeker encounters critters that tug at their ankles and storms that heave and swirl through the mind. Find the strength to release them. Allow them to just be and redirect your focus towards the horizon. As the focus leans forward, you'll find those nagging thoughts unravel and fall in a heap at your feet. Shake them from your boots and continue through the storm. A sound resonates through the chambers of the seeker's heart and reverberates back into the mind. With unwavering resolve, the seeker unveils a sacred covenant, a pledge to relinquish the chains that have bound them to this labyrinth of suffering. If you have Aquarius in your chart, definitely go check out the Aquarius reading. I'll link it right here. There are messages for you in there, honey. Okay. In this sanctuary, this is sort of like a little mantra you can use. In this sanctuary, I shed the weight of anguish and embrace the liberating dance of transformation. Transformation with temperance here. May every syllable of this decree become a radiant beacon illuminating my path. With surrender, I release the grip of antiquated patterns and beliefs that no longer serve me. Hierophant in reverse. I'm going to read that again. With surrender, which is the Hanged one. Oh my gosh, you can't make this up. With surrender, I release the grip of antiquated patterns and beliefs that no longer serve me. As my proclamation echoes through the desert of my mind, I draw in the healing energy of my secret passion and empowerment. This decree will cradle the seeker's evolution and herald a transformative wisdom that will guide the spirit toward all that is in their highest good. That is so beautiful, pile 1. You're a baddie. You're doing the work, honey. Okay, let's get some charms. Charms can act as signs and synchronicities that you've been seeing or that your spirit team, your higher self, will be showing you in the coming days or weeks. They can also sometimes pull through additional messages or act as clarifiers. So we'll just see what we got here. Ooh. Yeah, we have a magnifying glass. So this is a call to take a closer look at what needs to be healed with the star here. What needs to be healed? Take a closer look. Okay. And then we have the lightning. Oh my goodness. And there was lightning in the Two of Wands. Yeah, it's time. It's time. Spirit is saying it is time, pile 1. It's time. Lightning strikes fast. Fast. And birds of prey are pretty fast. So there's something that's like you need to very quickly start looking at things from a different perspective if you want your world to change. Time to unravel those thoughts, baby. Okay? Because if you do, you will ascend spiritually. With the ladder charm here. You will ascend out of the depths of sorrow and despair. With that 5 of Cups, 3 of Swords. 8 of Swords. You'll descend out of it. You will reap what you have sowed with the hard work you're going to do or have been doing with the sickle here. You're going to harvest. And you're going to be really, really happy in the end with the sun. Once you illuminate your shadows, that's when true healing takes place. That's when true healing takes place, when you illuminate your shadows and the effects of the trauma that others have caused you. Take a closer look. Become the Page of Cups. Embody the Page of Cups. Okay. Oh, pile 1, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. And once again, comment, like, subscribe, share. It helps so much more than you know. And until the next time, I am sending you so much love. Take care. Hi, pile 2. All right, so you chose the unicorn and the selenite star. It feels quite magical, doesn't it? All right, let's see. What does pile 2 need to hear today? What do we need to talk about with pile 2 today? Thank you so much, Spirit. Whew, thank you. Anything else? Two of Swords popped out. Perhaps you're at a crossroads. Or perhaps you have a blindfold on to something metaphorically. An avoidance. you. What is this? What is this crossroads? Thank you. Anything else? Okay, so we had the Seven of Wands pop out in reverse. Oh, no way. 777. We had the Seven of Wands pop out in reverse, the Seven of Pentacles pop out in reverse, and then the Seven of Cups upright. So 777 is an angel number you may have been seeing a lot lately, or that you will be seeing. It's giving Chariot energy. Okay, the need to harness willpower. Chariot. I mean, it's not unicorns driving the chariot, but imagine if it were. Okay, so, All right, let's do this. You're at a crossroads, or choosing to not make a decision, avoidance to making a decision. When it comes to all of the options, 3838 on the timer, that's a number for someone. And what this avoidance is doing is preventing you from choosing the one particular path that your soul actually wants to go down. We had the Ace of Wands in reverse pop out. So there's a block on starting an initial movement towards a project that your spirit is desiring. There's a stall on a creative project or path. All of these other things, they're illusions, they're distractions. So this could look like, if this is related to work, which I think it is, whether that's job, career, creative project, an entrepreneurial idea, that sort of vibe. With the Seven of Wands in reverse and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, this is a call to keep going, keep having the endurance it takes to step back and take a bigger look, a look at the bigger picture. Continue to fight for what you want. If the seeds you've planted are not growing, it's time to dig them up and plant new seeds, I'm hearing. So this fogginess in the head, cloudy heart sort of feeling, this could be like, well, I can't go after the career I want, for example, being an artist, because painters don't make money, or, whatever. It could look like, well, I have all of these things working against me. I don't have money for art school, or I don't have money for supplies, or I don't see how this could possibly turn into, a successful, happy ending for me. Apply it to your situation. But Spirit is here to tell you it will end up in a successful, happy ending, because you have the Sun card. I'm getting to listen to your inner child. What would your inner child want you to do for a career? We do have like the unicorn and a selenite star. What's your inner child's dream or wish? No matter how magical it may seem, it's not out of reach. Your inner child would like you to think about that. There's one true cup, but you're avoiding making a decision to grabbing the cup, to going after what it is you truly desire. Your soul's calling. If this isn't resonating, check out one of the other piles. For those that this is resonating for, can we get some advice, some action steps? What can they do? Thank you so much, Spirit. What do they need to do for their highest good? Seven of Swords. So now we have 4 sevens. All the sevens. The Six of Swords in reverse. The brand new journey. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second. Seven of Swords popped out. The sacred fire, the rebirthing bonfire, and then the sage, purity. Well, some of you need to cleanse your energy. You can do a smudge cleanse using herbs, incense, smudge sticks. You can do sound cleanse. You can put healing frequencies on as background music in your home. You can take a shower and let the water cleanse you. You can take a nice body scrub and scrub any negative energy off of you and do that sort of ritual. That's going to help prepare you to do the real work. I mean, that is real work. That is real work. But the rest of the real work, let's just put it that way. Because we have the Seven of Swords, the thief in the night. And what I'm getting is this thief in the night is you. Your shadow self. Something you're avoiding. Taking a closer look at. With the snake here, which snakes are symbolic of transition, transmutation. They shed their skins and become something new. And that's what the sacred fire, the rebirthing bonfire card is about. A phoenix rising from the ashes. You must die in order to be reborn. Something must die. An ego death of sorts. Shedding a layer of the ego. And with the Six of Swords in reverse on the bottom of the deck, upright, this card is about transitioning through the difficulty away from things that are no longer serving us for our highest good. Meaning, this could be like a career that we're not fulfilled in, or that really isn't making us enough money, or both. This could be leaving a relationship that is not really what we're into. It's not what we want ultimately, long term. But the bird, which is taking its nest and eggs with it. So you could be like a single parent that needs to leave an unhappy home life or something, but it doesn't have to be that. Either way, you're taking the creations you've birthed and flying into the unknown. And look, there are tornadoes in the distance, so it's scary, but it's safer. The bird is flying towards them, so it's safer than what they're leaving behind. Even though the unknown is scary, It's safer than what you're leaving behind. But you have to take the blindfold off and make the decision to leave, to go, to shed that skin of self-deception, self-sabotage, to be reborn in the fire. To start on your path with the Ace of Wands towards your happy ending with the Sun. Selenite is very cleansing. It's a very cleansing stone, crystal. In fact, it's actually used to cleanse other crystals. It doesn't need to be cleansed. I mean, you can absolutely do a smoke cleanse or set it out in the moon and cleanse it from the moonlight, but it's actually self-cleansing. It's self-cleansing. That's a message for you, to cleanse yourself more often. You don't need anything external. You can do a meditation where you're visualizing you can do, there are a lot of variations, right? It could be a white glowing light that comes down and cleanses you. It can be silver, sparkly, gold, whatever resonates with you that you associate with cleansing. And visualize it. Literally pushing any impurities down out of your feet into the earth. Mother Earth will transmute it for you. But holding selenite, especially like laying down and putting it on your forehead for your third eye, crown chakra. I mean, you can put it on any chakra that you feel needs cleansing. You can watch Reiki energy healing videos that are for your aura cleansing, and I will link some resources in the description box of this video. But a lot of Reiki practitioners will use selenite wands, and then they'll, do like a little cleansing, ASMR cleansing. There's something about cleansing that's going to be really important for you. I use cedar incense smoke. I use selenite. I use visualization. I use Reiki energy healing videos on YouTube, ASMR. I use showers. It's very cleansing. Also sound. Like if your visualization is hard for you, you can find, and I will link some resources. You can find like waterfalls, rivers, anything that sort of feels cleansing for you, that's sound related, and that has a visual of like a waterfall or a river flowing. That might be beneficial. All right. Thank you so much, Spirit. Now, when it comes to what they need to leave behind, underneath the Six of Swords, we have Soul Family card. So you're headed towards your soul family, pile 2. Even though it looks like you're headed into a storm, that might just be a facade. The storms may clear by the time you get there, okay? It'll be worth it because your soul family is going to be there to weather the storm with you. I just heard. Yeah. Nine of Swords in reverse. It's about releasing this energy. The Nine of Swords upright is anxiety, fear, someone who is waking up in the middle of the night, throughout the night. I actually woke up in the middle of last night and saw 444 on the clock. So that might be something that's happening to you. Or trouble falling asleep, trouble staying asleep because of stress, because of anxiety. Even if it's not about one thing, it could be just like an overwhelming underlying anxiety, I just heard. Okay, so try the cleansing practices daily. I'm hearing daily, and see if that helps with this anxiety. Oh yeah, my right ear is ringing. Daily cleansing practices to help relieve the anxiety. If some of you may need to go speak to a doctor about it, okay? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's a difference between stress and anxiety disorder, generalized anxiety disorder. The Four of Wands underneath that. So, celebration, a coming home to yourself, a coming home to soul family, in grounded celebration. That's what you're transitioning towards. But remember, you have to let some stuff go. You can't choose everything. You're going to choose the path to be reborn, right? Into something magical. Pile 2. You are magical. The Six of Cups in reverse underneath that. And then the Yes card. So when the Six of Cups reversed comes out, for me, that is a call to do some childhood trauma recovery, some inner child healing. I will link the most recent inner child healing video I did right here. If you're interested, check it out. Okay. Anything else before we do journaling prompts and charms for pile 2? Oh, and oracle. Anything else? No. The Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. So if you do this work, you're going to get your wish fulfillment. You are going to reap the rewards of the hard work, okay? With the Nine of Cups. Beautiful, pile 2. All right, let's get some journaling prompts. All of the decks I'm using are listed in the description of the video if you're interested. Okay, journaling prompt for pile 2. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you. It's an intense one. Okay, anything else? But it might spark some inspiration. Okay. What do you want people to say about you when you die? And we could look at this as like the bigger picture of like when you leave the planet, hopefully at the end of a very long fulfilled life. But you could also think of it as when you do go through this rebirth. I just saw 5533 on the timer and was told to call that out, 5533. So when you do this transition through the storm and you come out the other side, reborn, you come out of the fire, a new version of you, an improved, new and improved, I just heard, version of you. What do you want people to say about you? Okay. We'll do an oracle card, and then we'll get charms. If this is resonating, please do like the video so that I know it's resonating, and subscribe to the channel because you might be a part of my soul family. And I would love to have you here. I would love to provide readings for you if that's the case. So subscribe, turn on notifications, all that stuff. Thank you. Ooh. Establishing personal boundaries and transcendence. Okay, so we're gonna do both of these. Now, we did talk a little bit about establishing cognitive emotional boundaries in pile 1. So if you are drawn to pile 1, go check that reading out. But, okay, we're going to read from the guidebook for this one. Look, so it's like a Hamza hand. We've got an eye in the palm, an eye of protection. You are protected, pile 2. Okay. Establishing boundaries. The seeker is asked to learn the art of saying no, recognizing that boundaries are essential and an act of self-care. Like the sturdy cacti standing resilient amidst the arid landscape, the seeker understands that boundaries are the guardians of inner sanctity, protecting the mind and body from intrusion and harm. This is very much reminding me of the Sage card. So like protecting yourself from energetic intrusion and harm. You are reminded that those who seek to push against these boundaries do not hold your best interest in their hearts. For true companions on the spiritual path honor and respect the sovereignty of each individual's journey. So you might be leaving people behind, illusions of positive relationships, 58 on the timer, in order to find your soul family. Right? You might be transitioning away from that in order to find your soul family. The seeker can now walk the path of spiritual evolution with clarity and unwavering integrity alongside those they know have been sent to support them on their journey through the desert. Okay, and then we'll read Transcendence. And then we'll get Charms. The seeker embarks on a journey of transcendence, rising above the ordinary to encounter a sacred realm where the veils of duality are lifted. A profound sense of oneness pervades, and you stand at the threshold of your truest nature. You are liberated from the constraints of previously held limitations and behold life from a higher perspective. Looking at the bigger picture. As the illusion fades, that's what this card is illusions about options. Thank you so much, Spirit. As the illusion fades, you are enveloped in a profound spiritual awareness of your inherent connection to the entirety of existence. No longer confined by the limitations of the three-dimensional human experience, you perceive the underlying unity that binds all things together. In this state, superficial appearances yield to the formless essence that animates every facet of existence. The lower vibrations of fear, doubt, and negativity dissipate in the presence of this awareness, effortlessly transmuted by the power of pure love. Okay, I'm going to read that. That's what this card is about. Saging. The lower vibrations of fear, doubt, and negativity. Smoke cleansing. And when the smoke clears, you can visualize that negativity of those lower vibrations of fear and doubt dissipating. As you navigate through, guided by the omnipresent, loving force that permeates all things, you find that complexity gives way to simplicity, your journey leading you toward a deeper understanding of your interconnectedness with all that is. Oh, that's beautiful, pile 2. That is beautiful. Okay, let's get some charms. Sorry I keep hitting the microphone. I've moved this microphone so many times, and I'm trying to find out the best setup. It was just trial and error, right? Trial and error. It's life. That's life. Trial and error. Okay. Charms can act as signs and synchronicities that you've been seeing, or that your spirit team will be showing you in the coming days, weeks. They can also act as clarifiers or bring through additional messages. So we'll just see what we get. Charms for pile 2. Well, that's a lot. Not that many, please. Okay, thank you. Yeah, navigation with the compass here. You're going to be navigating somewhere new. And, ooh, didn't I say you were going to reap the benefits? We have harvest here. A little wheat bundle, a bundle of grain representing harvest. We have the scales of justice. They're also Libra scales. You might be a Libra. Ooh, that just fell right on out. If so, check out the most recent Libra reading. I will link it right here. If you have Libra in your chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or anywhere prominently in your chart, maybe in your North Node, or Chiron as well. Okay. And then the last charm, which is definitely a double confirmation with the Sun card, we have a Sun charm. Happiness, illumination, celebration, pile 2. Your inner child is going to be so happy when you do this work. There's a lot to work with here. Some of you really do need to focus on inner child healing. And that's going to be a little bit separate from childhood trauma recovery, right? The childhood trauma recovery it feels really heavy at times, which is why the cleansing is going to be so important, the energetic cleansing. And that's, you're gonna need a therapist for that, okay? In terms of if you need to be doing EMDR to work to reprocess some traumatic childhood stuff. But the inner child healing is like, what can you do to make your inner child happy right now? And so you can watch inner child healing readings on YouTube, of course. You can pull cards for yourself. But you can also do like little activities for your inner child that feel whimsical. There's a lot of whimsy coming through. Maybe you want to, what did you want to do as a child? Even if, and you know what I'm getting, is you might be someone who does not identify as female. You might be male, or when you were a child, you were forced to identify as a male, but that's not how you identify now. And I'm sending you so much love. There's something about, what did you want to do as a child? Did you want that maybe didn't pair with the gender you were assigned at birth? Like, maybe you need to throw yourself a tea party, or decorate your room in pink, or what would make your inner child happy, I think, is the message Spirit is trying to say. And it could be completely different for everybody. It doesn't even have to be related to gender, or identity, gender identity, or masculine, feminine energies, or any of that. It's just, what would have made your heart sing as a child? And maybe you can do a little bit of that for yourself now. Like maybe you need to make cupcakes and put sprinkles on them. Something that you maybe wouldn't do as an adult, but that you could do, something you could do to appease your inner child during this journey. Because shadow work, childhood trauma recovery, inner healing, transcendence of any kind on the spiritual journey is intense. But keep going. Keep your eye on the horizon, because the sun is coming up. for you. Thank you so much, Pile 2. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. If you made it this far, please do let me know by commenting, liking, subscribing. Sharing the video also helps. And until the next time, I'm sending you so much love. Take care. Pile 3. You chose the Tempest card with the Hourglass and the Amphora or vessel, the broken vessel. The Hourglass and the broken vessel. Perhaps you feel like you're running out of time to heal. And you're not. I promise. Spirit promises you're not running out of time to heal, to become the most healed version of yourself. You're not shattered beyond repair. Okay, let's get into your reading. The Lovers in reverse. Maybe the Magician in reverse. Oop. Seven of Cups fell out. Eight of Pentacles. Let's see what else. What else we got for you? Pile 3. Woo! The Moon, honey. Something needs to be uncovered. Thank you so much, Spirit. Anything else for Pile 3? Okay. You have enough to work with, I just heard. Okay. And the Fool reversed on the bottom of the deck. Okay. So, perhaps you feel you're running out of time when it comes to cultivating a relationship, a harmonious partnership. With the Magician in the reverse, perhaps you feel you don't have what it takes to manifest this. Or you feel like you've put in enough hard work with the Eight of Pentacles, and maybe you're stuck in this energy, this Five of Cups energy of being sad about the failures you've had in your relationships. But this is an illusion with the Moon and the Seven of Cups here. It's an illusion based on fear. That's where the illusion stems from. Fear. Fear of starting over again with the Fool in reverse. 10:33 on the timer. Fear of starting something new, starting over at 0. Maybe it feels like it's going to be too much work to do that. But that's an illusion based on fear. Okay, honey? What else do they need to know, Spirit? Yeah, Ten of Swords. You've really been through it. But the good news is, this Ten of Swords card is the ending of a long, painful cycle, honey. The cycle will be ending soon. You're going to be coming out of it. This is a feeling of like total defeat, likely in your relationships. What's needed now is the Four of Swords. In order to come out of the Ten of Swords, go back to that Four of Swords energy of contemplation. It's a card of rest, but not sleep. The figure in the Four of Swords has their palms together in a prayer position. So meditation, prayer, contemplation, mantra meditation might be important for someone. There's something here about going within in the quiet, in the solitude, in order to gain new perspectives, with the Hanged One right underneath that. Release, surrender, radical acceptance of what has happened, okay? But coming out of it. Because staying stuck there is an illusion. Head in the clouds. Worrying about what could happen should you choose to go after your heart and find a partner. You're not broken. You're a beautiful work of art, I'm hearing. Some of you are feeling broken. And while it's true you have some healing to do, it doesn't mean you're broken. You're not broken. You're not damaged. You just need to heal. I'm pretty sure that's like an idea from this book, which came out for the other reading. The Complex PTSD Workbook, a mind-body approach to regaining emotional control and becoming whole. I'm almost positive. There's this, you are not broken in need of fixing. Rather, you are deeply hurt in need of care. Okay? You have a history that has endowed you with a unique perspective on what it means to be alive. You're on the right track. You are here. That's the first time I think I've used like another book that wasn't a tarot book to kind of like get some divine messages. What is that called? When you use books and you open it up to a random page. There's a specific word, it's not coming to my mind. But leave it for me in a comment if you know. But anyway, yes. So it's about coming into union. If you already have a partner or you don't want a partner right now, 1441 on the timer, mirroring energy, and there's a lot of mirroring energy here right now, then this is about the energy of the external world mirroring that of the internal world. So like our thoughts become things, right? With the Magician in reverse, this doesn't mean you aren't able to manifest. This means you're manifesting stuff you don't want to manifest sometimes. Sometimes that's what the Magician in reverse means, is manifesting more negativity, more pain, more sorrow by staying stuck, by dwelling on the illusions of it. Okay, pile 3. So this might be, if you don't want a partner, true love, that kind of storyline, then this is about coming into union with yourself. Coming into divine mutual partnership with yourself, because there's something here that needs to change. This feeling of being broken, or this feeling of not having enough time left here to do the things you want to do. You're manifesting more of that energy by repeating those negative thoughts to yourself. It's time to get your head out of the clouds, I'm hearing, and come into union with yourself so that you can go from the Magician reverse to the Magician upright, so that you can release the swords that have been stabbed in your back, so that you can release the pain and sorrow of the past, disappointments. Even if it's not pain and sorrow, maybe it's just extreme disappointment in how relationships have turned out, romantic or otherwise. Disappointment in how your life has turned out in some way. There's a call for temperance here, with temperance in reverse being on the bottom of the deck. A call to do some inner alchemy work. To temper the light and the shadows. You have to make a decision to start on that journey with the Two of Wands here. You have to make the decision to start on that journey. Okay, let me switch decks and see anything else. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Thank you. Anything else? It really wasn't a lot. It's only like 3 cards. Maybe something feels like it's going to be a lot of work and it's daunting, and yeah, maybe meditation and contemplation and self-reflection feels like it's going to be a lot of work for you, and like it's going to be a tower moment. But it's not. That's an illusion. It's going to be a homecoming with the Four of Wands here, a celebration. And yes, it does require Six of Cups, sort of reuniting with past memories, working through those past pains. But the reward is coming into contact with your soul family here. Both of these cards came out in pile 2. So if you didn't watch pile 2, you might want to, okay? There's some synchronicities here. Yeah, a need to revisit the past in order to heal and move on for the future. You still have time. There's still time. It doesn't matter how old you are. Thank you. Anything else? Someone really needs to hear that. It's never too late. You could be in your 90s. There's always time to illuminate the shadows, to do the self-reflection, and to unite with your soul family. Which, the fact that this card has come out, at least in 2 of the readings, it might have come out in all 3, I don't remember, but at least 2, you're likely a part of my soul family. So if you're feeling like my energy is resonating with you, this reading is resonating with you, please do subscribe to the channel so that I can continue to provide free readings for you. I would love that. Okay, anything else, Spirit, before we do journaling prompts and oracle and charms? Any other messages that need to come through? Oh, I forgot to look at King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. These cards flew out. Yeah. 8 of Swords, 5 of Swords, the shadow self. Oh, honey. Yeah, this is a call to do some shadow work. This is a call to do some shadow work. Definitely watch reading 2 because this card came out in reading 2 as well. The 8 of Swords in this deck. So, self-imprisonment. This staying stuck in the pain of the past is a self-imprisonment, okay? Swords are mental. Cups are emotional. So it's like a self-imprisonment emotionally and mentally is what you're going through right now. But this is technically, please don't shoot the messenger, an illusion, okay? That you're keeping yourself stuck in. And it's causing conflict. Internal conflict and likely external conflict with the 5 of Swords here. And the only way to resolve this internal and or external conflict is to do shadow work with the shadow self card coming out. This is a call to do shadow work, honey. Which you might likely already be doing. If so, this is a confirmation. Continue. Continue on that path. It's a very individualized process, shadow work, but I do offer shadow work readings when I do. Sometimes they come through for the zodiac readings I do, so definitely watch for your zodiac signs, sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. Moon sign is like the hidden inner self. So definitely maybe this is a call to start watching zodiac tarot readings for your moon sign. Yeah, a call to do some shadow work. Okay, honey? It's hard work with the 8 of Pentacles, but it will put you on the right track towards either meeting your soul family or your soulmate, okay? Soul family, as you know, that's why I'm making these YouTube videos, is I'm hoping to meet my soul family, right? All across the world. So maybe that's what this is about for you. If it's not love, which some of you it absolutely is. Like, you want to meet your soulmate. Oops, wrong card. You want to... Some of you do not care about that, or you already have a partner, but some of you really want to meet your soulmate. But you got to put in the hard work first, Spirit is saying. Otherwise, you're just going to meet people who are disillusioned. No, not people who are in the illusion. So you have to come out of the illusion. You have to break the cycle of the Eight of Swords. Definitely watch pile 2. Most of you should be watching pile 2, okay? Yeah, so go back and watch it if you haven't already. Whew, Spirit is coming in strict with that one. Yeah. All right, a call to do shadow work. Let's get some journaling prompts. And then we'll close out with Oracle and Charms. Journaling prompts for pile number 3. I'm being told to talk about the King of, no way. King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Yes, honey. Yes. Okay, you are going to come in. Some of you are going to come. This is about coming into union with your divine partner, counterpart, a divine counterpart. And it's going to be a stable connection with both of these being pentacles. Okay? It's going to be stable. You may have not had the pleasure of living a life of stability yet. You have to start over, take a leap of faith on this shadow work journey, that it's going to help bring you into union with a divine counterpart or your soul family. And or. It doesn't mean it's one or the other. It could be both. Okay. What do you love the most about being alive? So this might be a call to spend more time doing that, whatever it is. If it's eating really good food, maybe this is a call to spend more time learning how to cook delicious, soul-fulfilling meals, you know? If this is connecting with other people, then maybe this is a call to, you know, to do that. And can we get another journaling prompt, please? Oh. Are you good enough for you? Are you good enough for you? Because that's truly the only thing that matters, I'm hearing. Yeah. If past people, past relationships, past friendships, past connections have made you feel broken and damaged, that is an illusion. Okay? Because you are not broken or damaged. You're in need of care. You're in need of healing. Are you being good enough to yourself? And are you good enough for you? Do you know you're a good person? Do you know you're trying to be the best person you can possibly be? Okay, and last one. What part of yourself do you want to get to know better? What part of yourself do you want to get to know better? If you'd like to screenshot the journaling prompts. Sorry about the glare from the light. Beautiful. When you're going through, should you choose to embark upon this shadow work process to find healing, it's important to take care of yourself along the way and do things that bring you joy. Okay? Okay. Charms can act as clarifiers. Sometimes they bring through additional messages. They often act as signs and synchronicities that your spirit team has been showing you lately, or that you will be shown in the coming days or weeks. Charms for pile 3. Thank you so much, Spirit. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. 3 of these at least came out in pile 2. Oh my goodness. Okay, we have the compass. So the inner compass, finding your true north. Look into that concept. Your North Star, your North Node in astrology. We have a ladder for spiritual ascension, honey. You're going to be ascending out of the darkness, out of the illusions, the self-deceptions, ascending out of the internal conflict and the conflicts you've been having with others externally, ascending out of the Eight of Swords energy, of those negative thought spirals, out of the disappointments of the past, of the Five of Cups, ascending out of the pain of the Ten of Swords. You're going to be ascending out of it. And you have an inner light with the lantern charm and an inner compass to help you along your journey, okay? And then we have a raven charm. So ravens or crows, they both are spirit animal allies or witches familiars that may be helpful for you on this shadow work journey, okay? Raven medicine, crow medicine. They're also messengers. So if you've been seeing a lot of these lately, that's probably a call to do shadow work. Okay? Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. And then we have the wheat bundle of grains. Harvest, rewards, abundance of nurturance, of something that feeds your soul, I just heard. That is absolutely beautiful. Pile 3, thank you for being here. If you made it this far, please do like the video so that I know that these readings are reaching people, and so that the YouTube algorithm will start to show my videos to more people. That would help me out so incredibly much, way more than you know. It really does make a difference. And subscribe to the channel so that I can continue to provide readings for you, because I think you're a part of my soul family. Pile 3. Everybody in all 3 of these piles. This is like definitely soul family energy. I'm excited. I know I'm calling in my soul family. And this is confirmation that you're also calling in yours, okay? All right, my love. Until the next time, take care. And I am sending you so much love.